One of the things that Ace and I have always disliked about things that happen in radio and in podcasts is when there is an interviewer that is asking questions of someone who's supposed to be an expert, but you know the interviewer already knows the answer to the questions. You know, and say, hey, what do you have at the shirt factory? Do you sell shirts? And then that person goes, well, we do. We have shirts of all colors. And it's like you knew the answer to that question. The beauty of what we're about to talk to Richard about is that neither one of us knows anything about what he's about to teach us. I mean, we really don't know. All we know is that it is a site that you've created, right?
Yep.
And it's called render.com.
Render.properties.
Render.properties. See, I don't even know the name of it. It's render.properties. And what it does is it brings the real estate people and mortgage industry people and home buyers together, right?
It's like Tinder for real estate pros.
Okay.
That's why we call it Render.
All right. The only people that would have a problem with that maybe is Tinder.
Yeah.
Using their name.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. What is it that inspired you to create Render.properties? And are there other things in this platform? What makes it different?
Okay, so the cool thing, I've been in the mortgage business. I started in 1999. I know it's a long time ago. And the real estate business came probably 5 years after, and I did it because it's really hard in the industry for the mortgage person to find the right real estate person to work with, and it's hard for the real estate person to find the right loan officer to work with. And there's so many people that actually don't do anything. There's only it's the top 20%. So I was at a friend of mine has a big mortgage company, and he threw this big party. Asked me to come, and I know a lot of the real estate agents in Charlotte that do a lot of the production. And I looked outside, and he had a band, he had beer, hot dogs, hamburgers, he had a dunking booth, he had all these people out there. And I looked around, and his name's John, and I said, John, there's not one realtor out there that produces anything in the city of Charlotte. You're having a party for people that just aren't going to send you any business. Yeah. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way we can network, better way we can find each other. Yeah. So I came up with the concept of having a network of real estate agents and loan officers that were producers that wanted a way to connect and work together better, right? And from there it became, well, we need insurance agents, we need home inspectors, we need cleaning companies, we need moving companies. So it all kind of came together.
The place together then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then what does Render do that, if you break them out in groups, what does Render do to benefit loan officers specifically?
Well, the best thing that Render does for loan officers, it gets the real estate agents to raise their hand and say, hey, I want to talk to you. And this is how much, production I've done. This is what I do in the city that you're in. And it also allows them to create marketing and buyer leads that they control, and they can give it to whoever they want to. So it puts more control in the loan officer's hands. I always like to say the balance of power for a real estate agent is up here and the loan officer's here. Right. That's how it's always been. And Render kind of goes, it's a little bit, it's still the realtor. You still have to have good relationships with them. You still have to be available for them on the weekends. There's a lot of things you have to do for them. But now you have a little bit more power. You know who you're talking to, and you have a benefit for them doing so.
And then what about the home buyer? How does that
the buyer
work?
benefits the most, because now they get to choose the professionals they want to work with, right? Mm-hmm. I always say when you go on to Render, you're looking at the top real estate agents, you're looking at the best loan officers, the insurance agents. Everybody that's on there is on there because they're a top professional. So if you're buying a house, you're getting the best already, and now they're going to work together. So you don't have to worry about getting the best service or getting the best prices.
So it's not just like an inside kind of deal for people who work in the real estate industry. It's also with the buyers.
Yeah, it's a great point, because it started out to be a network for the industry, and it turned out to be something great for the buyers and sellers. Mm-hmm. So now we have a buyer and seller section where they fill out a form. You can tell what kind of house you're looking for, or if you want to sell a house, what you're looking for. And then with the NAR settlement, you could say, hey, I understand the benefits of a buyer agent. I'll pay him. Or no, I'm a seller. I don't want to pay the buyer agent. You can get that out of the way right off the top. There's so many things that are benefit for the buyers and sellers.
Well, with the home prices now and everything, I've been trying to make a little money on my house, and I've been trying to sell my house, but there's this thing where you can't sell a house that you're only renting. And that's been holding me up. Will this help me with that?
Yeah.
Can I sell a house that I rent?
Well, if you do some title fraud, I mean, I think there's always a way.
There's a little title fraud.
You can just steal it. But hey, go ahead, Ace.
We're talking to Richard Tocado with the Richard Tocado Companies about his website, render.properties. So obviously it's brand new, but you've shown this to some people. You've shown this to some realtors and some loan officers. What kind of feedback have you gotten?
Oh, it's been fan. I mean, the loan officers absolutely love it because I think, as TJ said last week, nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, hot dog, I get to go cold call people all day long. It's so much fun. No. Every day we have new realtors that are joining, raising their hand saying, hey, if you're in this city and you're a member on Render, you get notified. That's the best thing. You're a loan officer. You get notified when somebody new joins so you can build a relationship with them. So the feedback I get from the loan officers are, this is fantastic because I'm concentrating on people that want to be contacted, and I'm able to get referral business right out of the gate instead of having to build relationships, go to coffee, buy them lunch, and all the other stuff that they traditionally have had to do. So
if you're new to it, it's such a big help.
Oh, yeah. If you've been doing
a lot of time.
I've been over 23 years, and it's a huge help to me because I only want to work with real estate agents that want to hear from me, right?
But I mean, if you're new to it, it's even better to be getting into it with this rather than starting the old way.
That's a great point. Yeah. If you're brand new, this is the best thing that it'll make it seem like the old men stories that I'll tell you about having to go out and calling people. You're like, there's no way. It's so easy, right?
All these doors open at one time instead of going to each door individually.
And I do both. So now, having a team at EXP for the real estate agents that we bring in, and you don't have to be at EXP. You can be at Keller Williams, Century 21, any, Joe's real estate firm. It doesn't matter. What it does for you is it puts you in front of hundreds of thousands of potential buyers and sellers at no cost to you. You're able to get buyer and seller leads at no cost to you if you're willing to match with one of the loan officers. They're the ones that control the leads. The buyer leads and the seller leads come to you as a real estate agent at no cost. And we don't charge you a referral fee. That's huge. We're not like all the other firms out there that are like, give me 35% of the commission when you sell it. Yeah. What we want, people, real estate agents will say, well, it sounds too good to be true. Well, it's not, because I need you to work with my preferred lenders. I need you to work with my preferred vendors. You don't have to, but I need you to at least have conversations with them and pay attention to what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's not too good to be true. You have to be involved in what we're doing.
So here's one of the things that you said a minute ago that caught my ear more than anything else. You realized once you started putting it together, it started out in one form, and then it's like, oh, well, I got to bring this in. And everybody, the feedback was, well, we need insurance, and we need cleaning people, and we need movers. So it's already begun to evolve.
Oh, yeah.
So as you move forward, as you've gathered more information, how do you see it evolving in the future? What will it become, I guess?
All right. Well, so that's a great question. And the way that I wanted to bring the price down as much as I possibly could for the loan officer, right? And for the vendors out there. And right now we have a price point of $59 a month. And my goal is to keep it there and be able to still provide them with leads. Now, the leads are shared leads. So if I have 10 loan officers in a city, all 10 are going to get the leads. Right. And we do that to keep the price down. But, that's the point. Right. And all these other companies out there, I feel like, have overcharged mortgage brokers and mortgage people and real estate people for a long time because they have the expertise to get the lead to come in. Right. Which they don't. Well, I have the expertise to get the leads to come through the door. So I want to get them out to everybody. So the other thing, to answer your question, I want it to evolve to be a place that we're able to provide coaching to everybody, whether it's a real estate agent coach or a mortgage coach, everything related to the industry. I want to be able to provide to everybody that's on the platform and keep everything the way it is. So it's evolving already to the next level of, coaching or being able to teach people AI or all the different things that are out there.
You gonna wear a whistle? if you're going to be a coach, you got to wear a whistle.
Yeah, I'm going to hire a coach. I'm going to be the Jerry Jones. I'm not much of a coach.
So next time you come in here, you need to be wearing some coach's shorts and a hat backwards with a sweaty T-shirt and a whistle around your neck.
I'm going to wear your old high school coaches, bright yellow LSU with 2 buttons. Remember those shorts those guys wore?
They were a little tight, a little too short, kind of like wide band.
What they call them, double knit or something?
I don't know.
They had bike written across the back pocket.
Nice pockets. They had nice pockets.
Oh, yeah.
So what were the biggest challenges when you start something like Render.Properties, and like, what were the biggest things that you had to overcome? Because it almost sounds kind of like one of those things that people go, why didn't somebody think of this before?
Yeah, I've gotten where people are like, oh my God, it's such a great idea. The biggest challenges that I've had, the first one was COVID. That absolutely,
that
just punched us right in the face. It had gotten up, and it's getting the members to trust the process. I mean, honestly, there's so many bad things on the internet and so many scams and so many people ripping real estate agents and mortgage professionals off every day. That's the biggest challenge, is because I have the price point so low that I don't have the capital to go out across the country and say, okay, here's $20 million in advertising. I'm doing it grassroots because I want the price to stay low.
Does it get any lower grassroots than us? I don't think so.
That's true. Yeah.
Grassroots.
We're at the bottom. But now we're here.
Yeah. So ultimately, your original goal, though, still stands true. You're connecting loan officers with top realtors, and you've really streamlined that entire process.
Yeah. And here's the thing I tell you, look, the top realtors to me is somebody that's going to engage and be able to refer you business, right? Because I get this question all the time. If you're at the top of your profession in real estate, you're probably not going to be on render. You already have loan officers and vendors paying you a ransom to be in your office, right? So why do you care, right? So what we need, what you need as a loan officer is somebody that says, hey, I'll refer you business, and I'm not going to make you pay a high office fee, or I'm not going to make you pay half, my marketing or do this or do that. I just want somebody to refer me business so I can do a loan, and we both can close and get paid, right? So to me, the top the top real estate agents are people that are productive, can refer you business, and are open to working with you, and you can build a relationship with them. That's what I'm talking about. So they've got to be able to, they have to be able to produce, they have to be able to refer you business for you to want to match with them. And you can do it. The cool thing about Render is a loan officer can match with 100 real estate agents.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. A real estate agent can only match with one loan officer. So it allows you to work with people that are open to talking to you and can refer you business. If you had 20 real estate agents and only half of them were productive every month, and you got 10 referrals, or let's say you got 7 referrals a month off of $59 a month, that is the biggest home run you're ever going to hit in your life.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. So is this what you're talking about? You were going on and on about a few weeks ago about being able to shop your loan officers and stuff like that, or is that a different deal?
No, I mean you could definitely
not just take the one that the realtor gives you and says you should go.
Oh yeah, from a buyer standpoint, as a buyer standpoint, you definitely can shop around and find the type of loan officer you want to work with, and they're going to be matched with real estate agents. And in this new real estate environment, getting a referral from a mortgage person is a great way to go about it. For years, the real estate agent's been referring out the loan officer, but now that the buyer agent commission is up in the air and you might have to pay them, you might not, as a buyer, you might want to get the referral from a mortgage person that knows what's going on and who can help you.
Now, who would that? You know somebody?
As far as
that could help them.
Yeah. I've got thousands of it.
You?
Me. I can help them.
Okay.
If they're in North or South Carolina, yeah. So if you're in Louisiana or California, no, I can't.
What we're talking about here is Render.Properties. And when it all comes together, if you've got a loan officer or realtor who is considering joining Render, one sentence, one thought, what's the thing they need to know most?
It's effective. I mean, at the end of the day, any marketing you do, you want it to be effective, and you want it to be something that is beneficial to you. Whether you're a realtor or an insurance agent or a loan officer, if you're in it to network and find people that can be beneficial to your career, I don't believe there's a better space out there to do it. I've got a 23-year career in all phases of the real estate and mortgage industry. I have built through trial and error and making it better and finding out what people want. We're very open to what they want. And I just don't know of something that's going to be more effective at the price point it is.
Yeah. It sounds like that would be, along the lines of this saying that I made up years ago. I don't have time to waste time.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
love it.
I've thrown that out. Some people have picked up on it over the years.
Yeah.
I don't have time, but they'll do it with the incorrect grammar, makes it hit lower. I ain't got no time to waste time, or I ain't got time to waste no time. Stuff like that. There are different variations of it, but that sounds like that's what this is all about.
Yeah, and
you ain't got time to waste time.
No, because real estate agents get called on 100 times a day, and they don't have time to waste time. That's true.
There you go.
A loan officer doesn't want to pick up the phone and call 100 realtors in a day. And, some of the best mortgage coaching out there, it kills me. It's like call the same 10 realtors every Monday. That's to build your relationships. Call the same 10 people every Monday and try to have coffee with them. And that is big time mortgage training, right? I mean, anybody in the mortgage business will understand. And it's like, I'm not calling the same 10. I don't call 10 people I know every Monday to see how their weekend was. I'm certainly not going to call a stranger.
So here's the bottom line. It is the most effective way to meet the most people and open the most doors to grow your business.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It is opening the door. You got to walk through it and make the relationship. For this to work for you, you have to build relationships. If you do not want to build relationships with realtors, loan officers, or vendors, you shouldn't be on Render.
But there it is. It's the easiest way for you to do that.
Yes, 100%.
Make your life 100% easier. Just check it out. You'll see what we mean. It's render.properties. Render.properties.